Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm here with another book haul for you. They've been kind of piling up. I've got a book outlet order coming. Yeah, so we're just gonna do this because I need to clear out my shelves of books that I haven't shared with you yet. So I have two books from publishers. I have some books from one of my Booktube besties, Leanna over at Leanna's Library, because she's amazing. And then I have other books. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'll show you the books that I received from publishers. One of them is actually on my August TBR this month, so you may have seen it. It's called How to Murder Your Wealthy Lovers and Get Away With It, Money and Mayhem in the Gilded Age by Jane Simon Amison. Thank you so much to Red Lightning Books for sending me this ARC. It sounds pretty awesome. It comes out in September and it is nonfiction. It is the story of a 16-year-old young woman living in the South after the Civil War who seduced, married, and murdered a series of wealthy men, which just sounds fascinating. So I will be reading that this month, so thank you for sending me that. Also, for an Instagram promotion, I received a book from Harlequin Publicity, and this is called Cooper's Charm by Lori Foster. This is like the perfect sort of beachy summer romance read. It is about two sisters. It's got an adorable dog on the cover, and it is about two sisters who are dealing with some difficult times in their life, healing and maybe finding love at a lakeside resort town. Then, like I said, my wonderful friend Leanna at Leanna's Library was kind enough to send me some books that she was unhauling from her bookshelf, but that I was very interested in reading. So these are three YA books. The first one is The Library of Fates by Aditi Khurana, and I have really been wanting to pick this one up. I know it's some kind of YA fantasy book that is inspired by an Indian myth of some sort, I believe, and it's about books, which is awesome, and the cover's really cool. So yeah, thank you for that. And then another one that I've had several people tell me that they think I should read is another YA fantasy book. That is Roar by Cora Carmack. I don't know a whole lot about this. I know it is a YA fantasy book about a girl who can like call storms or something. I've heard mixed reviews, but I've also heard people who say they loved it and thought I would too. This one, actually, I think she got in a book box, so it comes with a letter from the author and a signed book plate. So that's really cool. And now I can take pictures. I have a candle from this, and now I can take pictures of it. I think I got it in like a book box or something. And then the final book that Leanna sent to me is another one I've heard really great things about. This is When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie McLemore. And I think she writes a lot of magical realism with good queer representation, so I don't really know the details of what the story is about, but she writes like Latinx stuff as well. And an arc of her newest book is on my TBR this month, so yeah, I've been really wanting to read some things from her. Next up, I had one middle grade book that I found, and I think this might like complete my collection of Claire Legrand's backlist books, because you know, I've been so obsessed with Fury Porn and Sawkill Girls this year that I went out and bought like all her other books. So the last one I found was The Cavendish Home for Boys and Girls. This is a middle grade series. It's got a little bit of a tear on the cover, but it was only $2, so it's all good. Also, these end papers have like bugs and it's amazing, so yeah. I have that. I have three romance novels. One of these, I'm pretty sure this is the book she talked about. Okay, there was a book that my friend Lauren at the Novel Lush kept talking about and said was like one of her favorite things to reread. I'm pretty sure this is it. So Lauren, if you see this, tell me if this is the book that you were talking about, but I found it for 50 cents. It's called The Bride by Julie Garwood, and this is like a historical romance novel about a Scottish guy who has to take an English bride and stuff. So anyway, yeah, if this is the one I'm thinking of, I think she really loves this, so when I saw it for 50 cents, I picked it up. And then also for I think like $3 or $4, I found a book that I just like, I like the cover, and so I got it. It's a historical romance novel. This is Wicked and the Wallflower by Sarah McLean. I have another book by her on my shelf, I think, that I haven't read yet that I want to, but I've been like kind of getting into reading these occasionally, so yeah, I thought I would give this a try. And then the final romance book I picked up, I have had multiple people recommend this series to me, so I decided to pick up the first one. I'm a little bit salty because I specifically went on eBay to get this cover. I'm going to show you the cover. This is the cover I wanted. Did I get this cover? No, I did not get this cover. I got the crappy cover that I don't like, the original one, which is really unfortunate, but it's fine. Anyway, this is Slave to Sensation by Nalini Singh. this was the cover I wanted. This is what they sent me. So I'm like a little annoyed, but I'm still gonna read this. I've had multiple people in my life have told me that they think I would love this. This is book one in the Psy Changeling series. So it's like a shifter romance of some sort, but apparently the politics and the world building are really good. So I am excited to try it out. Next up, I have a few books that I picked up while I was on vacation in upstate New York. The first one is an ARC that I found for 50 cents. It's called Vox by Christina Dalcher. I've heard a little bit of buzz about this and it sounds interesting to me. This is like an adult kind of speculative fiction novel about a world where women can only speak like 100 words a day, something like that. Yeah, anyway, it sounds really interesting. And then these were a little bit of a splurge. I was on vacation though and they were so pretty. I got two of these gorgeous, gorgeous limited edition books by Harper Perennial. I'm going to show you the spines because they're so pretty. Aren't they so pretty? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I really wanted more of them. They were $10 each, so I just got two because I didn't really need other ones. But these are the two that I got. The first one is called Dust Tracks on a Road. This is Zora Neale Hurston's autobiography, which sounds really interesting. I read Her Eyes Were Watching God a long time ago and really liked it, and so I've heard good things about this. I'm interested in picking it up. And then the other one that I picked up is called How to Be Black by Baratund Thurston. This sounds really funny. It's like a very kind of tongue-in-cheek discussion of blackness. Like he says, first let's get the disclaimer out of the way. This book is not how to become a black person if you are not already black. You cannot use this book as a magic potion. You cannot digest the printed copy and expect some supernatural physical transformation beyond painful indigestion. If you purchase the book with the intention of changing your race, I thank you for your money, but there will be no refunds. None. Now more to the heart of the matter. The odds are high that you acquired this book during the nationally sanctioned season for purchasing black cultural objects, also known as Black History Month. That's part of the reason I chose February as the publication date. If you're like most people, you buy one piece of black culture per year during this month, and I'm banking on this book jumping out at you from the bookshelf or screen. Anyway, yeah, so it just sounds funny. That's like definitely the sense of humor I enjoy a lot of the time. So yeah, anyway, I'm really happy. I just think they're so pretty. I picked them up at this cute little like indie bookstore up in upstate New York while we were on vacation. So next up, I'm going to show you a book that I bought because of Courtney over at The Protagonist. If you don't know, she is like the queen of cozy mysteries, and her very favorite cozy mystery author is Ellie Alexander. Have I read any of the cozy mysteries I have bought? No. Do I want to? Yes. Do I own any Ellie Alexander books? Now I do, because I found book one in one of her series in hardcover for $2. It's called Death on Tap, and this is the beginning of a series about a female brewmaster who owns a pub in a small town and solves murder mysteries. So yeah, anyway, this is like her very favorite cozy mystery author, so I think this seems like a good one to start with. So, yes. If somebody wants to buddy read this with me, please because I want to try the cozy mystery thing. They seem so cute, and I want to try them and see if I would be into it. So someone tell me they'll read this with me. Then I just like couldn't resist this, you guys. I found it for like $1, and I love the show. I didn't know there were novelizations, but Veronica Mars and the $1,000 Tan Line by Rob Thomas. Oh my gosh, I didn't know there were novelizations of this. Have you guys seen Veronica Mars? I love Veronica Mars and all of its iterations, and I just saw this and couldn't not pick it up because like nostalgia, how fun. And then I actually found an ARC of a book that came out last year that I think I've heard a couple people talk about, and I definitely know I've heard people say that they love other books by this guy. It's Sourdough by Robin Sloan. And he is the author of Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore, which I've heard people rave about. This, I think, is about like a woman who works in tech, but then decides to leave it to start selling sourdough bread, but then there's like things that happen, or I don't know. I don't really know exactly, but I think somebody I watch read this and liked it, and I saw it for $1, so I picked that up. Next is a book that I picked up on recommendation from my mom. I have heard other people talk about this, but my mom was recently here and she was like, oh my gosh, you have to read it. I know they made a movie of this, and I found a copy in perfect condition for $1, so I got The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. I don't actually even know what this is about, but I know my mom told me I should read it, so I now own it. Another book that I picked up because of other people recommending it is The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Mary Ann Schaefer and Annie Barrows. two booktubers that I really like read this and loved it and recommended it. Katrina at the Fabulous Book Fiend and Krista at Books and Jams both really loved this. This is a story told in letters set during World War II, except it is like comedic, I believe. I know, it doesn't sound like it should be, but apparently it is, or maybe post-World War II, I don't know. I think they also made a movie or a TV show of this recently, but they both loved it, and I found it for $1, so I got it. Next is a book that I think has been winning awards. I've been seeing it everywhere. I saw a hardcover copy for $2, so I like kind of had to pick it up. It's Sing Unburied Sing by Jessamine Ward. This is like adult literary fiction, I believe, and I think it's like a coming-of-age story about a boy whose father has been in prison. I know there are people who didn't jive with this, and there's people that I know that really loved it. But it's been getting a lot of buzz, and I think winning or being up for some awards, so for $2 for a hardcover copy in like perfect condition. Next is the book that I just got in the mail the other day, and I'm so happy to finally have this. So I have been wanting this book for months, but I told myself that I wasn't allowed to buy it until I actually read some of the books in the series. Well, I read book 1 a couple months ago, and I will have read book 2 by the time this video goes up. So I let myself purchase Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. Oh my gosh, you guys, this book is so beautiful. I know you've probably seen it everywhere, but this is like such a gorgeous book. This is set in the world of the Grisha trilogy. It's a collection of short stories, like fairy tales. Look at this. It's like, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then inside the book is beautiful. It's got like gorgeous illustrations. I just like can't even with this book. I'm so happy to finally have it. Let's see if I can find like a full page illustration to show you. These like beautiful, oh yeah, there we go, like that. These stunning full page illustrations. So I'm finally reading the books, and I found it, Amazon had it for like $10, so I found 2 books in the same series for $2, hardcovers for like $2 each. I've read book 1 and I liked it. I own book 2. And I found books 4 and 5. So this is Frozen Tides and Crystal Storm by Morgan Rhodes. These are in the Falling Kingdom series. So I now have books 1, 2, 4, and 5. I've read book 1. And now I've got some adult like sci-fi fantasy-ish stuff. Well, I guess the first one's not technically that. It's more of like a retelling. We're almost done, I promise. The next book is one that I've seen around Booktube. I've had a few people recommend it to me, and I've really wanted to pick it up, and so when I finally saw this beautiful copy for $2, I had to get it. It's Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. First of all, this is stunning. This is a Jane Eyre retelling where Jane is an assassin. Yes. Apparently it's like pretty violent, but also everyone seems to love it, and it's beautiful. So yes, and I think I found someone to read it with me, so I'm hoping to pick this up in September. I cannot wait. Then I found half-price hardcover copies of the first 2 books in a series that I've had multiple people tell me that I should read because I'm gonna love it, and I know I will. I just need to find when I'm gonna get around to it. The Bone Season and The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. I think book 3 is out too. I don't have that one yet, but I have these, and they're so beautiful. Also, like, look at that. I'm just, these books are really pretty, and they were half price, so. And the last book in my haul, which thank goodness because I'm losing my voice here, I've been making too many videos, I need to like stop, but it is Half a King by Joe Abercrombie. I found this gorgeous signed edition with this really pretty cover, signed. It was half price. I picked this up because Holly Hart's Books loved this series, so I wanted to try it. I don't really know much about it. I just know it's like adult fantasy, and she loved it. So now that I can't talk, you can talk to me in the comments down below and tell me your thoughts, or let me know if you want to read any of these with me, if you have any thoughts on any of them. I would love to hear from you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.